You'll have to excuse my algae growing on the glass here, but I wanted to show this female right here. This is a female platinum red mosaic Dumbo guppy. She just gave birth not too long ago. There's a bunch of little tiny fry in here, and it must have been a really big drop. She looked really weak, was shimmying, and you can tell she's still really thin. Just didn't look good. Her eyes are still cloudy a little bit. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera. Yeah, a little bit. You can kind of see the cloudiness, the white over her eyes. But her whole face got white one day, and I thought, oh no, I'm gonna lose her. She's gonna be dead in the morning. And she was alive still, and she was like that for a couple days. And her eyes are still cloudy, but her face is cleared up. And she's got her appetite back, and she's acting and behaving more like a normal guppy, getting more active, swimming around. She's showing some age. You know, she's probably, 9 months old now. So she's starting to look a little bit like an older female guppy, you know, a slight bow in the overall shape of the body and all that. But I wanted to show her just as an example of sometimes we are too quick to medicate our fish, and we're too panicked that it's gonna go run rampant. Well, none of the other fish were expressing any symptoms in this tank, and I knew she had just had fry, and I knew that sometimes females with big fry drops don't make it. So I wasn't worried that it was gonna spread, whatever she had contracted. I was pretty certain it was a result of the stress of the drop, and she actually is improving, and I haven't done anything at all to the tank. I did raise the temperature a little bit. I brought it up to about 80 degrees, but other than that, I've done nothing. And today, even though she's not 100% yet, I dropped it back down to 75. So overnight, it's gonna slowly lower in temperature back to about 75, 76 degrees. So sometimes, and I've had this happen multiple times actually, you think you're gonna lose a fish and you just do nothing, and miraculously the fish gets better. And I've had times where I've medicated heavily and tried different medications, and no matter what I do, the fish still gets worse. So I don't know what the trick or the secret is. I do feel like I've learned that it's better to take it slow and give the fish some time before you just start dropping meds in, especially because I had no idea what it was. I mean, I assumed it was, you know, fungal or bacterial. And she's, like I said, she's still not 100%. But look, she's climbing the glass. She's acting like a healthy guppy acts. So I'm pretty confident that shortly she's gonna just kick whatever this disease is. And if she starts to take a turn for the worse by dropping the temperature, I'll bump it back up again, and we'll just keep it there for the next week or two. So I've done very minimal interference, and the fish is getting better. So I think sometimes we just need to let nature do what nature does. I also wasn't worried about losing a female. You know, that sounds terrible, but guppies don't live very long, and she's had several drops. And I've got quite a few younger females growing up in here. So I wasn't worried about losing her if I did lose her. I didn't want to. You never want to lose a fish, but I don't know. I just feel like we overreact sometimes when we're dealing with sick fish, and we ought to just maybe let the fish go through the sickness. Just like we sometimes just, you know, you get a cold. Sometimes you don't need to go to the doctor to get medicine. You just need to let the cold run its course, and you start getting better. I think fish and other animals are the same way. Sometimes they get sick, and the sickness just has to run its course, and then you start getting better. So obviously that's not always the case, but I do think it's beneficial to move slow when we medicate. Sometimes the medication on a fish that's already weak is more likely to kill it than the disease is. And then there's sometimes where the disease is definitely going to kill it, so you've got to do something. But at least on this instance, not knowing for sure what was wrong or what meds to use, I think waiting has been the best choice.